Hi friends, welcome back. It's so nice to see you. My name is Soraya, and if you're here, that means that you like true crime and you're going to be getting ready with me today. So today we're going to be diving into another true crime story that has left me speechless. So go ahead and go grab your makeup, get comfy, grab a drink or a snack because this story is going to be a lot. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So today we're going to need to talk about the case about Susan Powell because honestly, this case gets darker literally every 5 minutes. Every time an investigator would discover something new, it just somehow kept getting worse. So, Susan Powell was a mom of two living in Utah with her husband, Josh Powell. And just like any other couple, they look normal. And just like any other story behind closed doors, things were actually not all that great. So apparently Susan had actually written in her journal that if something ever happened to her, that people needed to look into Josh, which honestly is terrifying if you think about it. She is feeling unsafe in her marriage and in her home. I just could not imagine being so afraid. All right, so now that it seems that my mascara is done, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeliner off camera, and then we'll go ahead and continue talking about the day that Susan went missing. So I was in the middle of doing my eyeliner, and I use makeup remover or like Vaseline to clean up my eyelashes when I do them. And my eyeliner started slipping off. So learn from me, you guys. Clean them up after. Don't do it before. So on December 6th, 2009, Susan suddenly vanishes. She doesn't go to work the next morning. And her coworkers and friends report that is very unlike her. And she seems to be a very super responsible person. Going back to the house, investigators find that her phone, her purse, and her wallet are still there. And when Josh is questioned, he simply tells them that the night before he took the boys on a camping trip at midnight in the snow during wintertime, his two little boys out there. Of course, investigators find this explanation to be suspicious, and the boys would become key witnesses to the beginning of this case. Investigators state that when they spoke to one of the boys, one of them reportedly had said that, quote, "Mommy is in the trunk," end quote. Take a moment and let that sit. Don't get ahead of me. Take a little second, because you're not listening, and you're not letting me tell you. Okay, are we listening? We're going to get into the topic of Josh's dad. And yes, Josh's dad, because this is where the case is going from suspicious to genuinely horrifying. And by that, I mean that Stephen Powell was obsessed with Susan. And I don't mean that he liked her a lot or liked her too much. I mean that he is secretly filming her, keeping journals about her, writing creepy songs about her. Overall, just disgusting and completely uncomfortable of this infatuation that Stephen had created for his daughter-in-law. Investigators had found hours of this material, and Susan had apparently told people that she had felt extremely uncomfortable around him, which I can totally understand. If I was in her shoes, I would be very uncomfortable as well. And it just overall seemed like this entire family just had a lot of red flags flying everywhere. As disturbed as I feel about the father-in-law, we're going to go ahead and move on to Josh, where he had then become the primary suspect in Susan's disappearance, and therefore a legal custody battle had begun for the two boys, for Charlie and Braden, and eventually Susan's parents did win custody over him, but did grant Josh supervised visitation. All right. Okay, finally seems like I got my hair up. I think there might be a little even. Okay, finally, I got my hair to corroborate. I think it's all good. At least it looks maybe a little even. So for this next part, which is genuinely the most devastating part of the story, is that in 2012, Josh had a supervised visit where the social worker will bring the boys to his home. When they do arrive, the boys do enter, and Josh had locked out the social worker, which had caused them to panic and call 911. While they are on the line with 911 and they are begging for help or to have someone be sent over, it had been moments after that the house had blown up and had burst up into flames. Oof, yep, that it was a lot. So honestly, this is the part of the case that makes people furious, since they seem to think that there were a lot of many warning signs to be able to prevent this. Especially with us finding out that, yes, all 3 victims had died in the home, the 2 boys and Josh. And they had labeled this as a murder-suicide by investigators. And it wasn't revealed later on that investigators did label this incident as a murder-suicide. And later into the forensic autopsy of the boys, their cause of death was actually not ruled due to the inhalation of the smoke. It was from separate chop injuries, is what they say. Apparently, they conclude that Josh had struck them with a hatchet before setting the home on fire, which the cause of the fire was due to gasoline being poured all over and had purposely set the home on fire. Overall, this is a very sad tragedy. These boys had a chance at a normal future, and it was taken away from them within minutes. And just about a year later, Michael Powell, Josh's brother, had died by suicide, even though investigators believed that he may have been more of an accomplice or had known a lot more information about Susan's disappearance than what he had let on. So as we're reaching the end, as me getting ready, the saddest part of this case is that Susan's body has still not been found, and therefore the case would remain unsolved. And yes, I am angry and sad all at the same time. Overall, my heart is broken for those boys and Susan's family. Let me know your thoughts down below. Even if it was that Josh had done this, what would be the reason? What about the dad? What happened with that? And especially with the brother, did he know? Did he not know? Was he just grieving? It's just all a circumstantial position that we're in. So let's go ahead and chat about it down below. I hope you guys still enjoyed hearing the story with me, hanging out with me today. And yes, that is the case of Susan Powell. Of course, if you guys happen to come across a story and happen to know any information, reach out to the right resources to be able to provide info. Since this is my first unsolved case that I had done, and I'm looking in the mirror now here and I'm checking myself out. I think I was trying to do a 2000s makeup look, and I'm just overall emotionally exhausted, and I had lots of fun. But I'll go ahead and see you guys for the next one, and I can't wait to see you guys again. Thank you.